Good evening. The time is 9 p.m. U.S. Central Time. The final presidential debate is now history, with 10 million fewer television viewers. Foreign hackers are taking aim at the various U.S. election systems again. And another Pennsylvania Supreme Court decision ruling against a lawsuit by the Trump campaign. Those are the headlines. My name is Tom Edwards with details now. Coming to you live from Chicago on Radio Classics. The second and final presidential debate was far less chaotic than the first, but the verdict is just about unanimous among political observers that it did little to move the needle much one way or the other, due primarily to the small number of voters who still remain in the undecided column. Also, according to the Nielsen Ratings Company, the television audience was smaller than the first debate, with its 73 million viewers. Last night's telecast drew only 63 million. A new rule adopted for last night's debate allowed the moderator to engage a mute button on the microphone of any candidate interrupting. As a result, President Trump did far less of that than he did in the prior meeting. When asked about the pandemic, Trump argued the situation could be a lot worse and that the virus is going away. This despite increasing numbers in 46 out of the 50 states at the present time. Trump also tried but failed to find much traction with a number of hard-to-follow conspiratorial claims about Mr. Biden's son, Hunter Biden. This topic has repeatedly failed to provide the October surprise many Trump supporters had been hoping for. For his part, former Vice President Biden advocated moving away from an oil-based economy and increasing the minimum wage. He also said the Trump administration's practice of separating immigrant families at the border has made the United States a laughingstock on the world stage. Speaking of which, international advocates are struggling to locate members of hundreds of families separated under the Trump administration's zero-tolerance immigration policy. The policy officially ended in 2018, but the news this week that at least 545 children remain separated from their families has brought the matter roaring back into the headlines with devastating impact. The nonprofit group Justice in Motion says some parents they have been assisting have no idea where their children are. On the other end of the equation, children who were taken away from their parents, even if they were placed into safe surroundings, frequently have lasting psychological damage. The White House has downplayed reports of parents who haven't been found and said the administration has done everything it can to reunite families, a claim which immigration rights advocates hotly dispute. Russian hackers are at it again, undertaking efforts to meddle in the election, according to U.S. national security officials. Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe said the state-sponsored hackers successfully stole data in the course of 2 electronic break-ins, though he did not say which specific information they had or how they may be planning to use it. Earlier this week, U.S. officials accused Iran of election meddling also, alleging that Iranian-backed agents are using hacked information to send phony emails to U.S. voters. There is concern Russia may have something similar up its sleeve. Meanwhile, one Georgia county has suffered what may be the first ransomware attack to hit the U.S. election infrastructure this political season. The attack was launched against Hall County, Georgia. However, it seemed to be a more generalized case of computer hacking with monetary extortion as the motive. Several of the county's systems were penetrated, including telephone and email structures, not just those related to voting. County officials have assured the public that the actual voting process has not been touched. More news in just a moment.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces, such as remote controls and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you are sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
9:05 p.m. Central Time. In other news, another victory for the Democrats in Pennsylvania in the matter of voting procedures. The Pennsylvania State Supreme Court dismissed a lawsuit by the Trump campaign regarding voter signatures. The ruling issued this afternoon decrees that ballots may not be rejected based on signature comparisons alone. The rationale behind the court's decision was not an evaluation of the practice itself. The court simply said state law, as written, does not contain authorization for election workers to perform that step. All 7 justices on the Pennsylvania court agreed, 5 Democrats and 2 Republicans. Yesterday, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said she and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin are just about there in terms of hammering out an additional stimulus bill. This, according to Bloomberg News. We continue to be engaged in negotiations, and I am hopeful we will be able to reach agreement, Ms. Pelosi said at a news conference. Her negotiating partner on the other side of the aisle, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, sounded a note of far less optimism today. Mr. Mnuchin suggested the Speaker had dug in on her position and that significant differences remain. Even so, both sides are still publicly indicating their willingness to compromise. Here is our nightly coronavirus update. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given the go-ahead for administering remdesivir, making it the first drug specifically approved to treat COVID-19. Trials of the antiviral drug have shown it may not have significant benefits for many coronavirus patients, but health experts generally agree it is the only weapon in the arsenal at the present time. Here are the current virus numbers from Johns Hopkins University Medical Center. Total cases now in the United States, 8,469,000, up by approximately 70,000 from yesterday's number. The death toll now stands at 224,000. An increase of 1,000 over yesterday's figure. The financial report and the weather after this.
Fall and winter is flu season. It takes about 2 weeks after getting a flu vaccine for your body to develop antibodies that protect against flu. So don't wait. Get yourself and your family vaccinated today. Learn more at cdc.gov/fightflu.
In economic news, the Labor Department reports the number of workers collecting state unemployment insurance fell during the prior week by an estimated 1 million people, from 9 million to 8 million. However, as CNBC reports, that does not mean 1 million people went back to work. By one estimate, about half of the decline is a combination of 2 main elements. 1, people shifting onto some other type of financial aid, and 2, people simply giving up on finding a new job. Almost 757,000 workers filed an initial claim for unemployment benefits last week. That is a decline of about 73,000 from the prior week. However, to put it in perspective, that is 4 times the level of initial claims filed during the same period last year. The number of homes sold last month went down, but the average sale price went up by almost 15% compared to last year. The National Association of Realtors explains that is because the number of homes available for sale has reached its lowest level in almost 40 years. An estimated 1.5 million homes were listed for sale nationwide at the end of September. That represents a 2.7-month supply, which is the lowest since the Realtors Agency began tracking that figure in 1982. It represents good news for sellers, as such a tightening market drives prices upward. On Wall Street today, a mixture of up and down, but small movements in any case. Dow Jones Industrial Average lost a slight 28 points to 28,336. NASDAQ up 42 at 11,548. And the S&P 500 finished at 3,465. That's plus 12 points. And now the weather. A low-pressure system will bring significant snowfall from the northern Rockies into the northern plains this weekend, along with bitterly cold temperatures. The cold is expected to stretch unusually far to the south along this front. Meanwhile, no let-up in the dry and gusty conditions causing the fires in areas of California and the Four Corners region. While the opposite side of the country, temperatures will gradually turn cooler in most eastern states, along with scattered precipitation. For Chicagoland, tonight mostly cloudy and chilly, low around 36. Breezy also, with winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Saturday, sunny but cool, high only in the mid to upper 40s. Saturday night, cloudy and 39. Sunday, slightly warmer, maybe about 50, and we'll see a 20% rain chance during the day, increasing to 40% through the evening and late night hours. Then on Monday, cooler, 43 temperature and 50% rain. Our current conditions, overcast skies and breezy conditions, 45 degrees at Midway Airport, 44 at the lakefront, relative humidity 68%, north winds between 20 to 30 miles per hour. AccuWeather radar is all clear on the home front. The time is 9:12 p.m. And once again, here at Radio City, we have 44 crisp and cool degrees.
Live from Chicago, Variety Broadcast presents Radio Classics. Now, here's your host, Tom Edwards.
Some might say
Well, that's a good suggestion. Listen to the music, say the Doobie Brothers, Radio Classics, 9:15, 9:15 on a TGIF. Friday evening, coming to you live from the beautiful Windy City of Chicago. We start the evening off with a $5 win for our friend Pat from New York. Now, if you're new to the program or just new to that new feature of the program, why, stay tuned. I'll tell you more about it. It's sort of an add-on, an additional way to win in our fabulous on-air game show. We do trivia, which everybody loves to play, and we have wonderful contestants, wonderful panelists, and we sort of sweeten the pot with an additional way to win where you identify the performers of each record. As I say, I'll tell you more about that as we go along. Let's start off with a political note, sort of political, marginally related to politics. That Labor Department weekly unemployment report that we carried in the newscast. You know, I don't know if the bigger share of the blame goes on the Labor Department itself over this or on the media for not doing a better job of decoding it. But here's the deal. And by the way, now this has been going on for some time. So this is one of the rare occasions, very rare, where we can't allege any skullduggery by the Trump administration. The Labor Department recalibrated its methods for determining unemployment figures almost 30 years ago, back in the early 1990s. It seems like they bend over backwards to not count people. And there are two main ways they do this. First of all, they have lowered the threshold way, way down for what counts as being employed. If you work at least 15 hours per week at a part-time job, then according to the government, you are officially employed, quote unquote. So you don't count on the unemployed list. Now, last month you had a nice job as, I don't know, pick something, like a librarian in a medium-sized American city. $65,000 salary, give or take, based on what I dug up with a quick Google search earlier today. Okay, fine and dandy. But then, unfortunately, due to budget cutbacks or other problems, you get the axe. Now you have lost your $65,000 income, your security, your benefits, your vacation, your medical coverage, all of the things that go with a full-time job. Now you're working 15 hours per week at Burger King. And nothing against Burger King. You know, there is honor in all work. You know, selling pencils in the street is honorable work. At least you're making an effort to do something productive. So I'm not coming down on anybody who's working. That's not my point. I just mean how much of a reduction in salary that kind of thing is. Yet, according to the government, that counts as employed. The other thing they do is to simply eliminate people from the arithmetic if they have been unemployed for more than 1 year. In some circles, they call that discouraged workers. Your prospects for finding a job realistically don't appear hopeful. You just give up. Not without, good reason. I mean, the job market may just be bad. And you have exhausted yourself sending out resumes, pounding the pavement, can't find anything. So those people are not counted either. Discouraged workers, they call them. And they do have a way, slight correction for what I just said, they do have a way of sort of working these people into the calculations. It's the labor participation rate. The number of people who are of working age, what percentage of those people are working. So if you do have a lot of discouraged workers, people who have stopped looking for work, okay, that drags down the average. But see, they don't include them in the week-to-week employment number. So how are we supposed to make sense of that? See, and one final point, even in the worst of times, even in a very bad economy, there are still people who are fortunate enough to land a job just because of the way things naturally work. Companies need people, even in times of low economic activity, because people retire, people die. They find something else to do. They go start their own company, whatever. You got to replace them. And then there are some companies that do well in times of economic distress, like moving companies, because people are, giving up their home and they move all of their belongings. The moving companies start making money. Bankruptcy attorneys, the obvious ones. So some people do find work when places like that seek extra help. But when you get the Labor Department figures, they don't give you the net. In other words, they don't tell you the number of new jobs, people who went to work, minus the ones who lost their jobs. And right now, the latter is greatly exceeding the former. The prior week, 757,000 people filed unemployment claims. That's about 4 times what an average week is like during normal economic times. But if you read the headlines, the unemployment picture is improving, as 50,000 fewer people filed for unemployment insurance than the previous week. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. 750,000 instead of 800,000 lost their jobs. I mean, what are they talking about? What, are they crazy? Why do they do things like this? And I've worked in media off and on, including as a newsman way back when, for 40 or more years, and I don't understand it. I don't understand where they get these ideas. I've been in the business a long, long time, and I don't know what possesses them to do things like that. Think of it this way. I'm almost done. I don't want to drone on, and we'll get to the fun. Our game show in just a minute. Another quick point, and then I'm finished. Think of this as a town with several hospitals, okay? You've got 2,000 sick people in 5 different hospitals in your town. Each hospital sent 50 people home yesterday because their insurance ran out. So 5 times hospitals, 50 people, and then the headlines in the local newspaper blare out, 250 people discharged from the hospital. It sounds wonderful until you dig down, and then you see, and you only have to dig an inch, by the way, you see that they didn't get well, they just got sent home. And in fact, if they're still sick and they were sent home without nursing care, isn't that a lot worse? Who do you believe in times of economic distress like this? Not the government, not the media. You got to believe me and Mr. J. Cat Rockefeller. Yes, I knew he was going to ring in with an opinion on that topic. Could you climb off of the trivia questions? We're getting ready to start the game. Okay. We'll take a commercial break, and I'll try to wrestle the questions away from him. Don't go away.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardee. Perhaps you have seen my picture on Chef Boyardee products at your grocer's. Today I want to tell you about a wonderful dinner for 3. A dinner that only costs about 15 cents a serving. It's my own Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat sauce or mushroom sauce. It all comes in 1 carton. A full half pound of tender, quick cooking spaghetti, 10 full ounces of rich, tasty sauce, and to top it off, a whole can of zippy grated cheese. A wonderful food. So ask your grocer for Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat or mushroom sauce, won't you? And look for other Chef Boyardee's products. They're also delicious, they're also nourishing, and they help keep the cost of your meals down. Chef Boyardee's products are at Best Grocers.
Ask for Chef Boyardee's spaghetti dinner. Only about 15 cents a serving.
Kind of reminds you of Lawrence Welk, doesn't he? A Chef Boyardee. And I caught about every third word, just like Lawrence Welk. All right, time for the great trivia game. And here's how we play it. We play for Monopoly money, and we pay off various questions in various amounts, and whoever accumulates the most Monopoly dollars by the end of the broadcast wins a fabulous grand prize. Tonight we are giving away the 4th of the railroad properties, the Short Line. Here he comes now. Now remember, no search engines on the honor system. You better get off the train tracks. Oh, okay, move. No search engines, and be careful about multi-part questions. We do those from time to time, and your answer won't be counted unless you answer all parts of the question. And then, in addition, throughout the program, whenever we play a song, whenever we play a record, the first person with the correct answer on the chat board as to who is performing the song wins an extra $5. All right, sound like fun? Good. Here we go. Push the button on the old trivia machine. Question number 1. Starting us off, $25. Movies, the category. Angelica Houston, Raul Julia, and Christopher Lloyd teamed up in this 1991 film that was based on an oddball 1960s TV comedy. Tell me the title. $25. Movies, Angelica Houston, Raul Julia, and Christopher Lloyd teamed up in this 1991 film that was based on an oddball 1960s TV comedy. Tell me the title. Good luck.
Kentucky woman, she shine with her own kind of light. She look at you once in a day, that's all wrong, looks all right. And I love her, God knows I love her. Kentucky woman, she get to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, she ain't the kind make heads turn at the drop of her name. Something inside that she's got turns you on just the same. And she loves me, God knows she loves me. Kentucky woman, she get to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, don't want much. Good Lord's earth beneath my feet. Gentle touch from that one girl, and life is sweet and good. Ain't no doubt I'm talking about Kentucky woman. She gets to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, want much. Good Lord's earth beneath my feet. Gentle touch from that one girl, and life is sweet and good. There ain't no doubt I'm talking about Kentucky woman. She gets to know you, she got to own you. Kentucky woman, Kentucky woman, Kentucky woman.
Radio Classics bringing you the voice of Mr. Neil Diamond. Multiple winner on that round of trivia. Good job, audience. Nice round of applause for my Facebook friend Veronica. Ronnie, good job. The movie question, $25. Raul Julia, and Ronnie tells us she has a crush on Raul Julia. Wonderful. Angelica Houston, Christopher Lloyd. That was the Addams Family. Da-da-da-dum. Ya-da-da-dum. Neat, sweet, petite. $25 for that win, and Ronnie hit a double header, you might say. She got the $5 on Neil Diamond as the singer on Kentucky Woman.
Hey kids, let's sing that song you like, the one about the sugar cane.
Okay.
C&H, C&H, everyone sing about C&H. It's the only pure cane sugar from Hawaii.
That's our sugar.
C&H, C&H.
Mommy used it to bake her cakes. She makes the greatest cookies, snacks, and candy.
They're dandy. Island kids all love that cane. It grows so clean and sweet. They eat it when it's freshly cut.
And then that's quite a treat. Neat.
Blessed by sun, kissed by rain. C&H comes from the sugar cane. It's the only pure cane sugar from Hawaii.
In the bright pink package.
C&H, the pure cane sugar from Hawaii.
Whee!
As Groucho used to say, Hawaii. Well, I'm all right. How are you? 9:30, halfway point already at Radio Classics. And let's say hello to some of our good friends on the panel tonight. We have Bill from New York with us, as is Pat from New York. Ronnie's here. Carlotta's here. Susan, Sherry. We have a friend who's visiting, just has the label on his or her screen named guest for the time being, which is fine. Once you fiddle around with the system and get familiar with it, you'll see that there's a way that you can sort of reach in there and dig around and plug in a nickname if you wish, but that's strictly optional. We're glad you're here. And then I also show on my control panel that there are some folks who are sort of hanging in the background listening, and that's great too. You know, one thing I ought to mention, I have been doing some plugs around cyberspace, various groups I belong to and whatnot, and posting the link to advertise the show, you know, so people can find their way in. And I do notice that a number of good folks use iPhones, and I promise it isn't me. I'm not doing anything mean to iPhone users. It's just Apple is kind of funky the way they work things about website compatibility. I do my own website work kind of like playing an instrument by ear, you know. I didn't really go to school for it or anything, but I just sort of picked it up along the way. But Apple iPhones are hard to be compatible with certain things on the website. So it's them. It's not me. So if you run into some kind of funkiness trying to get, you know, connections good and get the sound and the chat board and everything to work together, just be patient and keep fiddling around with it. It's all there. You kind of have to pick up the tricks. And for that matter, if you see anything along the way that you know that would help us straighten things out, make it easier, why, drop me a line. That'd be great. Now, back to the trivia game. Our scoreboard looks like this. Ronnie just scored $30, 25 on the question and 5 on the music. And Pat has 5. Now let's go to question number 2. Looking at geography this time, $30. Santa Catalina, the lovely island off the coast of Long Beach. It has precisely one incorporated city on it. A very pretty city, I might add. I've been there on a day trip. What is its name? Okay, $30, geography. Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. The island off the coast of Long Beach, it has precisely one incorporated city on the entire island. And the first correct answer on the board, who tells me the name of that city, wins $30. Good luck.
26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance, 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 romance. Water all around it, everywhere. Tropical trees and the salty air. But for me, the thing that's awaiting there, romance. It seems so distant, 26 miles away, resting in the water serene. I'd work for anyone, even the Navy, who would float me to my island dream. 26 miles so near yet far, I'd swim with just some water wings and my guitar. I could leave the wings, but I'll need the guitar for romance, 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 romance. 26 miles across the sea, Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance. A tropical heaven out in the ocean, covered with trees and girls. If I have to swim, I'll do it forever, till I'm gazing on those island pearls. 40 kilometers in a leaky old boat, any old thing that'll stay afloat. When we arrive, we'll all promote romance, 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 romance. 26 miles across the sea. Santa Catalina is a-waiting for me. Santa Catalina, the island of romance, 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 romance,
Romance, romance, romance. Nice round of applause for our trivia winner on that round. Pat got the trivia question on geography. Good job. Santa Catalina is the name of the island. Avalon is the one and only city on board that island. So $30 goes on to Pat's column. And nobody got the name of the singers yet. I'll give you about another 60 seconds to think about that.
Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke. Life is much more fun when you're refreshed. And Coke refreshes you best. It's the refreshingest. Food goes better with fun, goes better with you, go better with Coke. The real life one puts extra fun in you and everything you do. So things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke. Right now, why not let an ice-cold Coke make things go better for you? Cold, crisp, never too sweet, fun. Food and people all need the spirited taste of ice-cold Coke to be really refreshed. Things go better with Coca-Cola, things go better with Coke.
We crossed in cyberspace, as they say. I said that nobody had come up with the singers yet, but Pat had her answer on the board. I just had not seen it yet. Good job. So another $5 for Pat on the 4 preps. They are the ones who sing Santa Catalina. So our scoreboard now looks like this. Pat is in the lead with 40, and Ronnie has 30. Meanwhile...
Word of the day.
Thank you, British lady, who rings the bell for us. From the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the word of the day, homologate. H-O-M-O-L-O. Sounds like our Turkish taffy commercial, doesn't it? M-M-L-O Bonamo, Turkish taffy. Okay, back to the subject at hand, the word of the day, homologate. H-O-M-O-L-O-G-A-T-E. To sanction or allow, especially to approve or confirm officially. Interesting word, isn't it? Use it in a sentence, as my 7th grade English teacher was fond of saying. Okay, for the javelin thrower's record to be counted as official, the equipment she used needs to be homologated by the official athletic association. Sounds like authorized would be a much better way to say that, but hey, I enjoy $5 words once in a while. And that's our $5 word of the day from Merriam-Webster, the dictionary people.
Make the most of moments in the sun. Coppertone makes living in the sunshine fun. It gives the fastest tan, as you will quickly see, cause nothing tans like Coppertone naturally. So get the fastest tan that anyone can. Tan, don't burn, get a Coppertone tan.
You get the best looking tan with Coppertone. The fastest tan with maximum protection. A marvelously flattering tan. Deep, rich, long-lasting. There's a Coppertone product just right for you. So enjoy more sun and get the best looking tan with Coppertone. Coppertone, America's only complete line of suntan products.
Don't be a paleface. Use Coppertone.
Get the fastest tan that anyone can. Tan, don't burn, get a Coppertone tan.
9:39, 21 minutes before 10 o'clock. And here we go with question number 3 in our trivia game. Oh, good, my favorite, Name That Tune. And now, by the way, anytime a record goes by without somebody identifying the singer or group, whatever, the $5 that would have gone to you, that goes into the treasury for treats for Mr. J. Cat Rockefeller. He's got about $35 now, thanks to the money that has come his way this week, and he thanks you very much. All right, now back to our trivia question number 3. This is Name That Tune, $25 on the barrel. Little bit of a hint for you, 1986. This English group had only 4 hit records, but they were all very big hits. All right, crank up your volume just a little bit, listen carefully. And as always now, with Name That Tune, remember we need a 2-part answer from you, singer and song. Okay, please include both in your answer, singer and song. Here comes your audio clue.
Name that tune.
I'll admit I was never wrong. I could never make up my mind. I made it up as I went along. And though I treated you like...
And now, here's more of Radio Classics with your host, Tom Edwards.
Men at Work, the singers on that one, and that means $5 for Ronnie, first one to answer correctly on that. Now, for the Name That Tune, we have a shared item here, sharing the jackpot, because one party answered half of it and the other party answered the other half. Carlotta had the group exactly right, Mike and the Mechanics, but the full and correct title of the song is All I Need Is a Miracle. And let's see now, let me scroll back and double check the postings here. Yeah, Susan had that one. So we give half credit to Carlotta and half credit for Susan on that. So a nice round of applause for all three of the winners in that round. And our scoreboard now looks like this. Let's see. Pat is still in the lead slightly with $40. And close behind is Ronnie with 35, and Carlotta and Susan tied at $12.50 apiece. Another question coming right up.
Then Goldilocks said, "Who's been eating my porridge?"
Mother Nature, was this on the porridge?
Yes, lots of my delicious butter.
That's chiffon margarine, not butter.
Margarine? Oh, no, it's too sweet, too creamy.
Chiffon so delicious it fooled even you, Mother Nature.
Oh, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's chiffon.
Yes, we were joshing on the chat board about $5 words from the dictionary. I said I would give Bill $6 for that one, homologation. That's just an honorary $6. Okay, now let's move on to question number 4. Sweets and treats this time, $20 value. You might be old enough, like me, to remember when these were made by the Mason Candy Company. Well, in 1972, the brand was acquired by the Tootsie Roll Company. They are gumdrops. Flavors include cherry, lemon, lime, orange, and strawberry. They're very popular at the theater when you go to see the movies. $20, sweets and treats. They used to be made by the Mason Candy Company. Then in 1972, the brand was acquired by the Tootsie Roll Company. They are gummy gumdrops. Flavors include cherry, lemon, lime, orange, and strawberry. Tell me the name of the candy. First correct answer on the board, $20. And another 5 for whoever tells me who's singing this.
You make me feel so good.
They're playing my song. I'm a bad boy, but I have a good time. 9:51 on a Friday evening. Got a lovely weekend ahead of us. At least I hope it's going to be lovely. But for the moment, let's open our history book, shall we? To page 23, as in the 23rd of October, as we look back in time. On this date in 1989, unfortunate note, big gas leak killed 23 people at a plastics factory owned by the Phillips Petroleum Company in Pasadena, Texas. 42 BC, another dark note, Brutus, as in the one who plotted against Julius Caesar, Marcus Junius Brutus, died by suicide. 1957, on this date, the world of fashion lost a big name. Christian Dior died of a heart attack while vacationing in Italy. He was 52. 1983, boy, a lot of tragedies on this date. A suicide bomber drove a truck packed with explosives into the U.S. Marine barracks in Beirut, Lebanon, killing 241 of our military personnel. 1950, on this date, singer Al Jolson died. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles, my mammy. Famous birthdays today. Adlai Stevenson, the elder, the grandfather of the Illinois governor of the 1950s, who ran for president twice, born 1835. Milton Marx, his stage name was Gummo, one of the 5 Marx brothers, born 1892. The 3 of them that everybody remembers, of course, were Groucho, Chico, and Harpo, but Gummo and Zeppo were the 2 that we ought to build those into a trivia question sometime, shouldn't we? The 2 that everybody always forgets. Brazilian football, or as we call it in America, soccer legend, Edison Nascimento, better known to the world as Pele, celebrating number 80 today. Parody singer Weird Al Yankovic is 61. Meghan McCain, American columnist, author, TV host, and daughter of the late Senator John McCain, 36 candles on her cake. Actress Emilia Clarke, English actress, Game of Thrones is her big claim to fame, also 36. And born on this date in 1925, American comedian and TV host extraordinaire, that was Johnny Carson. Here's Johnny.
Believe it? Me telling folks not to use Comet. Know why? Because I'm telling them to use new Super Comet. New Comet gets out stains when other leading cleansers can't. Tough, greasy food stains. Look, sprinkle another leading cleanser in new Super Comet. Let them work. Now rub. See how new Comet gets out that stain when the other cleanser can't? Isn't that super? Try new Super Comet.
I feel like just like Johnny Carson when he told a joke and it bombed because I pushed the wrong button. What I wanted was this. Here's Johnny. And I pushed the wrong button and got Josephine the plumber. For the extra $5, can you tell me who played the Tonight Show theme? All right, now let's see. Our trivia scoreboard looks like this. We've got Pat in the lead with $60, Ronnie at $25.35, Carlotta at $17.50, and Susan at $12.50. And let's catch up on the questions where folks won. Sweets and treats. Pat picked up that one for $20. Dots was the name of the candy. Very popular in the movie theaters. You know, incidentally, they are vegan, gluten-free, nut-free, peanut-free, and kosher. Boy, they're just perfect. There's nothing in there to offend anybody. Okay, so Dots was the candy, and then, let's see, Miami Sound Machine, that was a $5 pickup for Carlotta. So, audience, nice round of applause for our winners in that round. Good job. Here we go with the next question. We got time for just one more, I think, so we'll hurry through this. All right, TV trivia this time, a $30 question. They usually do buddy cop shows on TV with men, but this one was a girlfriend cop show. Two police women who teamed up on a CBS TV cop and robber show. It ran from 1982 to 88. The stars were Ellen Tyne Daly and Sharon Gless in the lead roles. Name that show for me. First correct answer on the board wins $30. Good luck. Give it a shot. Go. Morning Train, the title of that one. Like our short line railroad, the big grand prize tonight, Sheena Easton. My baby takes the morning train. All right, time to close up shop. So, Maestro, could we have the closing theme song, if you please? All right, I have enjoyed it as always, and I thank you very much for tuning in. Now, let's settle up the trivia game. First of all, audience, a nice round of applause for everybody who participated tonight. It was a good game. You all done good. All right. And the last question was $30 under TV trivia. Cagney and Lacey was the name of the show. Absolutely right. Ronnie picked up $30 on that win. And then our final song of the night, Sheena Easton doing Morning Train 9 to 5. Pat picked up a $5 on that one. As far as the Tonight Show theme, you're right that Paul Anka composed that. He co-wrote it, in fact, with Johnny Carson, but the game is performing the tune, performer of the song. And on that particular one, that would be, of course, Doc Severinsen and the Tonight Show Orchestra. But Pat did pick up the $5 for Sheena Easton. So, our final score looks like this. Susan came in with $12.50. Carlotta, 1750. Ronnie, second place, I believe it's second. Let's see, 30, 40, 65, yes, and 50. Oh, you know what? It's a tie game. Let me double check my math. 30, 50, 65, 30, 55. Yep, tie game, 65 apiece, Pat and Ronnie. Good job. So you can each ride on the Short Line Railroad and add that into your real estate portfolio with our compliments. Okay, have a wonderful weekend. Keep your mask on. Listen to the medical experts. Don't, for heaven's sakes, don't listen to the crazy man in the Oval Office. They are saying that things are getting a lot worse with an upswing in virus cases, so please be careful. Lastly, if you would like to tell a friend or two about the broadcast, I'd appreciate that. Just tell them to tune in to TomEdwards.info. That's TomEdwards.info. That's me, and from Mr. J. Cat Rockefeller and myself, we'll talk to you Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.